Jason Kelce with us here as he is every single Wednesday at this time. Jason, let's get to the Dallas Cowboys. Your game, what's up ahead? Dallas week. You've lived it now for over a decade. You get it. You get fired up for every game. I'll just ask this question, and I know it might be a no, but I'll ask it anyway. Do you get more fired up when it's a home game, Dallas week, against the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, you get more fired up. First of all, you can't not be fired up for a Dallas Cowboys game. And, as players, you really do your best to be fired up for every game and go out there and put your best foot forward. But there's no doubt that, external factors play a difference in the amount of excitement that goes into a game. The fans play a difference, not just on game day, but in their excitement throughout the week, people shouting "Go Birds" or doing whatever. Like every little thing like that does add to the momentum of what you feel on game day or in the stadium. And then the history between the two clubs, I think that for sure adds a different element to it. We're both really good right now, which even heightens that much more. I mean, both of us, Dallas and the Eagles, know that this is a huge game. It's a divisional game between two of the teams that are in the top of the NFC, and it's going to have playoff implications. It's going to have, implications in determining who's better currently. But I think that, a lot of these things cause the game to mean a heck of a lot more, I think, at the end of the end of the road.
Sure.
You don't really think of it that way, but it's the reality of the circumstances.
Jason, let me ask you this, and God, I hate asking this question, but I'm going to ask it. In the last there have been a couple times the game hasn't meant something to one of the teams, and it's end of the year, and one team doesn't play their starters, the other team doesn't play their starters. But when you guys have both played all out in recent years, the Cowboys have won more than you guys have. Like, they've had your number. Why, in your opinion? And does that matter as it relates to this upcoming Sunday?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's been a few games, like we said, at the end of the year that have been, I guess, not meaningless.
Throwaways. It's one team's throwing it away. Yeah, I mean, you guys lost the game 6-0 to the Cowboys before you won the Super Bowl a month and a half later. Nobody thinks about it. Nobody cares about it. I mean, you lost 6-0. Like, it just shows.
Correct.
We know what that represents.
And I think, so for whatever reason, a lot of those games have, in my opinion, been at home. I'm not, listen, the Dallas Cowboys are a good organization. It's hard to win in-division games. I think that...
Watch your tongue, by the way, Jason. Don't give me that Cowboys are a good organization nonsense. We don't need to hear that.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't like them, but the reality is they're competitive almost every year, even though they haven't had the ultimate success in a long time. Jerry Jones invested in that team, and they're going to have good players. I think that, we need to do a better job of winning these games, obviously. We've done a terrible job, quite frankly, of playing in Dallas. For whatever reason, that has been – and when Jerry World was first, built, we won a few of those games early, and it felt like we were like, hey, we feel good about playing over here. And recently, that's been something that we have just not done a good job of. I think we've lost a number of games in Jerry World, consecutively. But, I think I don't know what the rhyme or reason is for that. I think if you look at the overall success, we've been doing pretty good. And I think, hopefully we can start to turn around that record this Sunday.
Jason, how much attention will Micah Parsons get during your installation meetings this week?
Yeah, a lot. He's a guy that he's another one of these guys that are game records, right? You go into a game playing Aaron Donald, there's a lot of attention put on a player that can be so disruptive, can be everywhere. That's the type of talent Micah is. Not only is he great at rushing the passer, but he's a relentless player. He is going to be involved in the play. Even if he's at left end and you're running the ball over an outside zone to the right, he's going to find his way over there. And there's no play that you can be comfortable with not having attention to him and knowing where he's at. Now, they have a lot of other really great players. They have a lot of other great D linemen. They're well coached. But for sure, Micah is one of those guys that, if you're going into a game not, game planning and making sure that that is a player that's in mind with everything you do, I think you're probably putting yourself in a little bit of a disservice.
Jason, halfway through the year, or at least the old halfway, 8 games in, curious, we know this could be your last year. How does we saw the documentary, how physically beat up you exhibited and how you felt naturally after a season last year. How do you feel now halfway through this season?
I feel pretty good, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's not – I've been very lucky. I want to keep knocking on wood. I haven't had anything major pop up. It gets harder a little bit with every year. It's just things add up, and it gets harder to recover. That's the biggest thing with getting older that I've noticed. And, recovering from the games or, getting to your best on game day and getting prepared, like those are the things that become harder with age, that are the most apparent. And I'm very fortunate. The Eagles are beyond ahead of the curve in terms of taking care of guys, making sure guys' bodies are ready for game day. And to be quite honest, I still feel like on game day that I am ready to go, that I'm at my peak. And, it hasn't had that drop off yet. So I'm very happy with where I'm at physically. And a lot of that credit is owed to the strength and conditioning department and, Ted Rath and the Philadelphia Eagles for, putting these programs in place for not just me, but other older guys, Brandon Graham. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. I think it's probably because I threaten retirement to some extent every year. And everybody kind of thinks that I'm like the old guy. Brandon Graham's been here for a whole year longer than me, and he's still trucking around. He just doesn't complain about it. Nobody really thinks twice. But, BG, they take care of the old guys, and it's allowed us to extend our careers, in my opinion, by a number of years. So, I really can't understate enough how much we're appreciative of those guys.
And let me say this, Jason, on behalf of all sports fans, we appreciate that unlike NBA players, you guys don't sit out a quarter of the games. Just want to put that out there. All right, Jason, because that's a freaking pet peeve of mine. All right, Jason, let's get to final thing here, man. Eagles, Cowboys, you've played in an awful lot of them. What is your personal favorite Eagles, Cowboys moment, memory, game? What do you got?
Oh, man. We really haven't had any playoff games, but I would say clinching the playoffs in Dallas, I believe that was 2013. I mean, it had to be
2013. Brandon Boykin, Chip's first year, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's the one. The only one that might compare is an overtime win where Jordan Matthews caught a nice bootleg over route to secure the win. But that one was the one that meant the most for really, I think, both organizations in the last, decade. I don't think that there's been another game that's had that many implications involved with it. So,
that's right. Look, it was winning you're in and losing you're out. I mean, it was that was a big one. By the way, Jason, let me tell you the answer you didn't say that someday I'll encourage you to embrace. The answer, because there was a playoff game. The answer is, and I'll say from your standpoint, I'll use the word we. When we won the Super Bowl February 4th, 2018, while the Dallas Cowboys were home on their couch. But that's a whole nother matter.
Fair enough.
Hey, Jason, good luck on Sunday, man. Eagles, Cowboys, it should be quite a matchup. Thank you, Jason.
All right, thanks, Joe.
All right, you got it, man. Because that's the savage answer you want to hear. Like when he's retired.
That's honestly what I thought he was going to say. I was surprised he didn't say that.
Well, he says a lot, but that would be bulletin board material that he knows. John, he knows not to put that out there.
He's too smart for that.
He knows. But that's the answer.
Garrett Stubbs, right?
Like Garrett Stubbs. That's right. Exactly right.